Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and if you fancy buying yourself or someone you clearly like very much a nice shiny new gadgety gift around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the holidays with some good deals on, then I've put together 10 of my favorite gadget gifts that cost around or under £500 or $500. Yes, quite a lot of money, but you can get some really good stuff for that price, and I'll leave links in the description below. Let me know in the comments if you've got any other great recommendations, and if you do enjoy the video, a thumbs up and subscribe would be lovely. And let's kick off with the Steam Deck. It's back! We got a new OLED model. The Steam Deck is basically a portable PC, and with the new refreshed model, which is kind of like a Steam Deck 1.5, they've added an OLED screen. It's also a bigger screen because they've reduced the bezel around the edge, which makes it look a lot smarter as well. Battery life is up to 50% longer, they've improved the speakers, and there's plenty of quality of life upgrades, like we've gone from Wi-Fi 5 to 6E. And while performance won't be drastically different because it is essentially the same chip, although on a smaller nanometer design so it's a bit more efficient, early reviews are showing a more consistent frame rate. Now it does have some pretty stiff competition. We've got the ROG Ally, you've got the Legion Go from Lenovo, and yes, while this is definitely the upper end of our budget, they are fantastic bits of kit. And I think with the OLED screen, with the improved efficiency, battery life, quieter fans, better speakers, the new Steam Deck from Valve, I think could be the one to buy. Okay, next up we have these, the new Xreal Air 2 and Air 2 Pro augmented reality glasses. They're basically a slightly chunky pair of sunglasses, but you simply plug in the USB-C cable into your laptop, your phone, your games console via an HDMI adapter, whatever you like, and then it'll project or mirror a 130-inch display right in front of your eyes using the dual micro OLED screens in the lenses. I think these are absolutely fantastic, and the best bit for me is they're so much more comfortable than the original Airs that came out about 18 months ago. And they're incredible for watching movies, for gaming, for working even, and exclusive to the Air 2 Pros, which are about £50 more expensive than the regular Air 2s, but it adds this electrochromic dimming. Just press this little button on the side, and like magic, it gives you 3 different levels of dimming. Or, if you don't fancy augmented reality glasses, why not consider a pair of regular sunglasses that have a camera and a speaker. These are the Meta Ray-Bans, and I can press this button once to take a picture. I can press it for a couple of seconds. It starts a 60-second 1080p recording in vertical, and actually the quality is really bloody good, especially in good light. And you've also got a pair of speakers here as well, and you can adjust the volume. Really nice, smart glasses. I'm not seeing anything in the screens, they're not augmented reality, but you can also get away with the fact that they kind of do look like regular glasses. So Xreal Air 2 Pros, Meta Ray-Bans, and while we're talking about things that you put on your head, let's talk about the Meta Quest 3. Now this is a proper VR and also MR or mixed reality headset, and it's a lot of fun. There's tons of fun games, from skeleton slaying to solving puzzles to busting ghosts, with new titles arriving all the time, including Assassin's Creed Nexus. And with mixed reality, where you interact with virtual objects in your actual room, it's a bit of a game changer with the new color pass-through cameras. So whether it's playing games, suspended in mid-air, learning piano, defending yourself from cute aliens, or just watching your favorite YouTuber on a big screen while you do chores, you can do a lot with this. Plus it's a cinema, a massive TV, a work monitor, a workout buddy, and it can even moonlight as a great value wired or wireless PC VR headset. I do recommend buying an aftermarket head strap to make it a lot more comfortable, and the battery life is a bit short, and it's also quite a lot more expensive than the Quest 2, but I dare anyone to not put this on and have a lot of fun. Now from smart glasses and headsets to, well, smart watches. This is actually the Apple Watch Ultra 2, which is my current go-to watch, but it is a little bit over budget, it's about £800. So my recommendation for the best smartwatch for most people is the Apple Watch Series 9, which just comes in under our budget. And while the Series 9 doesn't add a ton, a slightly faster processor, a brighter screen, you've got the double tap, I still think it's the best all-round smartwatch and also fitness tracker. Top-tier health and sleep tracking, this gorgeous design with lots of different colors and band options, and it's kind of like having a mini iPhone on your wrist. However, I probably wouldn't get an Apple Watch if I didn't have an iPhone, and so if you are using an Android phone, I would recommend the Pixel Watch 2, which is where Google are putting all its clever Fitbit technology, or alternatively the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6. Although if you can stretch your budget, I do think the Ultra 2 is the best smartwatch. A little bit chunky for a lot of people, but the battery life, it's like 36 hours, and it's also like a crazy bright screen. This is my favorite smartwatch right now. However, in terms of my favorite smartphone, and again keeping it under that $500 budget, it's this guy, the Pixel 7a. The cameras are fantastic. We get the pretty powerful Tensor G2 chip from last year's flagship Pixels, and also a lovely, comfortable 6.1-inch OLED screen with a nice smooth 90Hz refresh rate. Plus there's face and fingerprint unlocking, we get 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage as standard, and being a Pixel, we have one of the best cameras on any phone really, especially at this price point, and also it's the first to get updates. You'll always get the latest version of Android first on these phones. You're getting a lot for your money here, and Google offer up to 6 years of support for this. Next up, we have these, the Sony WF-1000XM5s, and to my ears at least, these are the best wireless noise-cancelling earbuds you can buy. Now, to be fair, there are lots of other options out there. I love my Apple AirPod Pro 2s, and also I think the Nothing Earbuds 2s are worth mentioning, but as a package, particularly with noise cancelling in mind, the XM5s are a step up. They have a ton of great reviews, the sound quality is clear and detailed, the call quality and the noise isolation is on point, the battery lasts about 8 hours, and you'll get an extra 16 from the case, and you get multi-point Bluetooth, so you can connect 2 devices at the same time. Now, sound is of course very subjective, and while they're my favorite earphones, one of the questions I get asked a lot is what's the best soundbar to enhance your audio experience with a new TV, and while you could spend a fortune if you want an all-in, great soundbar that just does everything you need, it's the Sonos Beam 2. With 5 speakers, Dolby Atmos, Google Assistant, and Amazon Alexa, it's a nice, compact sound system with fantastic sound quality. The setup is ultra simple, then you can tune the sound to your room using TruePlay, and being Sonos, there's a whole ecosystem of extra speakers that you can add wirelessly down the line. But paired with a Sonos Mini Sub, this is a serious setup. Now, alternatively, if you fancy yourself a speaker that can, well, move, we've got the new Sonos Move 2 in this delightful green, olive green color here. It's a pretty hefty, chunky speaker, but you can take it anywhere you want. It's got a 30-something hour battery life. The sound is incredible. And so for moving this around rooms, taking it on your travels or camping or whatever, this is a really impressive portable speaker. It is quite expensive, at about 450 quid, but I'd argue it's one of the best. Now, buying someone a TV as like a gift or for Christmas, is that a little bit excessive? Probably, but you can actually get some stunning TVs for under £500. Particularly from the likes of TCL or Hisense. You can get this TCL 65-incher for just over £400, which offers solid 4K picture quality, HDR10, Android TV with all the usual streaming apps, or spend a similar amount of money on a 55-inch and get more premium features like mini LED quantum dot tech for higher brightness and more vibrant colors, and the likes of 120Hz and low latency modes for gaming. Genuinely, this is all the TV most people will ever need. Now, speaking of gaming, if you don't already have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X perhaps, then now's actually a really good time to buy one. Not just because there are tons of games and good deals, but Sony have just released, they're not calling it the PS5 Slim, but essentially a slimmer PS5. It's 30% smaller by volume, it's 18% lighter, and with a slightly larger 1TB SSD storage drive. The new PS5 is also a little bit more expensive, and to my eye, I don't know if it actually looks quite as good, but it's certainly a lot smaller, which for some people, if you want to put it into your TV cabinet, then that could be a good selling point. The other big news is it gets a modular 4K Blu-ray drive, so you can either get the version with the drive, or if you go for the more affordable digital-only one, then you can add the drive after. The downside, aside from being a little bit more expensive, is that while it is being released in the US right now, there currently isn't a release date here in the UK and a lot of other countries. Or, if you know someone with a PS5, then the new PlayStation Portal handheld will let them play the console remotely over a Wi-Fi network anywhere in the world. It has the same DualSense controller feel and haptic feedback, but with a lovely 8-inch 1080p 60fps screen stuck in the middle. Just remember though, you do need a good Wi-Fi connection to make it work well, and this is not a console, it's a peripheral that just mirrors your PS5, which also has to be on at the time. It's not a standalone console. And at number 10, this little guy. This is the Insta360 Go3, and what makes this really special is if I press this little button here, it actually pops out. So it's like an action camera that you can make even smaller. Its tiny size, plus the fact that it's magnetic, opens up loads of creative options for getting cool and pretty unusual shots. So it shoots up to 2.7K at 30fps, and image quality, particularly in good light, is actually really good, especially the colors. Plus we have their flow state stabilization, which takes all the shake out of this very bouncy RC car shot. You can record for up to 45 minutes and then pop it back into the action pod to recharge. And when it's in the action pod, it's just a normal action camera with all the regular mountings, plus you get this flip screen for your selfies and vlogging. But take it out of the action pod and you can easily clip it onto this pendant mount, or just use your own ingenuity. Other great action cameras include the GoPro Hero 12, we've got the new DJI Pocket 4, which is a really cool device, and there's another one from Insta360 which I actually can't talk about yet, but keep an eye out for that. And make sure you have subscribed for my full video on that coming very soon. So those are just 10 of my favorite gadgety gifts that maybe you could treat yourself or someone else to. I will leave links in the description below to everything I've talked about, and if you've got any other great recommendations, share it below and you might help someone out who's struggling to know what to buy. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat. Well, this is fun.